Subscribe now because what you're about to hear isn't just the messiest celebrity fallout of the year. It's a full-blown explosion of betrayal, body image drama, and behind-the-scenes chaos that started with a BBL, blew up at Coachella, and dragged Cardi B, Offset, and Ice Spice into a scandal so raw and so public, it has fans questioning everything they ever thought they knew about loyalty, image, and the cost of silence. Because what looked like a simple onstage stumble at Coachella was really the moment the mask slipped and the pressure finally cracked. And when Cardi B hit that stage in her tight sky blue bodysuit, struggling through choreography while drenched in sweat and visibly wincing, fans immediately knew something was off. Not just with her breath control or stage presence, but with her entire energy. And it wasn't long before social media exploded with speculations about whether her infamous BBL had caused some kind of wardrobe malfunction or health issue, with hashtags like BBL disaster and Cardi Coachella trending globally. And while her team tried to stay silent, the internet was already in forensic mode, zooming into footage, slowing down clips, pointing out how dancers kept glancing at her, and how one visibly whispered something in her ear mid-performance. And before anyone could issue a statement, the narrative took a darker turn when Offset was nowhere to be seen. Not in the crowd, not backstage, not in support. And when fans started asking where he was, new footage surfaced that made everything worse. A VIP party clip showing someone who looked like Offset whispering into the ear of Ice Spice, who was dressed in the exact same outfit she'd posted on Instagram earlier that day. And while both camps tried to downplay it as an industry mix-up, the internet wasn't having it because the voice, the chain, the body language, it all matched. And that's when the real story began to unfold. Because what looked like a freak on-stage accident turned out to be the visual unraveling of a woman holding in months of tension, betrayal, and silent humiliation. And fans connected the dots fast, noticing that just hours after the Ice Spice clip leaked, Cardi B unfollowed both Offset and Ice Spice on Instagram.
Like, I get songs sent to me all the time. You know, like when I first heard Munch, I love the song, I love the beat and everything. I was like doing the remix. I felt like I was fighting the beat. And I was like, listen, I can't do nothing for the song. Some tempos, like, I just cannot keep up. It's like, I don't feel like I could do a verse that, like, I'm confident in. If I have a song and then, like, you send me your verse and, like, you rapping your ass off, I'm still not changing my verse. Because I feel like this is what I'm going for. However, I don't want to, like, ruin nobody's song or anything.
Wiped her story highlights and posted a black screen that simply read, "Done." And from that moment forward, the drama took on a life of its own, with blogs flooding timelines, TikTok detectives dissecting every lyric, and fans splicing old interview clips with current rumors to build a timeline of betrayal that painted a much uglier picture than anyone was ready for. Because it turns out Cardi had been hearing whispers for weeks about Offset texting late at night, about Ice Spice's team suddenly pulling away from a planned brand collab, and about studio engineers saying Offset and Ice had been recording together while Cardi was deep in Coachella rehearsals. And the betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was calculated. And it hit harder because Cardi had always defended Offset.
It was rumored that you, Central C, and Ice Spice did a Munch remix, but I never heard it.
I don't know about Central C, but I did do a thing for Ice Spice, but I just did not like how it sounded. I love the record. I did not like how it sounded. You know, being on a drill beat, it's not as easy as it looks, and I just felt like it's like, oh my gosh, they're gonna drag me and they're gonna drag the song. I'm really good at being more aggressive than being like more sexy. I just felt like it was not given. I don't even want to do this to this girl. Like, this is embarrassing. I can't catch the beat for
In public, even when the cheating scandals got loud, and she'd always shown love to Ice Spice, calling her the future, and even bringing her to events and hyping her up in interviews. And now those clips were being remixed with clown music and betrayal captions as fans realized that Cardi was being played on both sides. And while she stayed silent in public, her actions started speaking volumes. She started posting throwback pics of her early grind, her real body, her come up before the BBL, and fans began to realize that this wasn't just heartbreak. This was an identity crisis unfolding in real time, because her Coachella look, which was supposed to be a comeback moment, turned into the catalyst for public humiliation. And instead of support, she got silence from Offset, shade from Ice Spice, and a viral meme storm that mocked her body, her confidence, and her choices. And that's when the pain turned to power, because insiders began leaking that Cardi was already in the studio, already rewriting verses, already planning a project that would not only address the betrayal, but expose it, flip it, and turn it into fire. And one track reportedly titled Silicone Silence is said to address the industry's obsession with BBLs, fake loyalty, and fake friends. And while no names are confirmed, fans already know who it's about, especially after Cardi liked a post that read, "Real queens don't clone energy, they crown it." And the energy shift was felt immediately because while Offset kept posting throwback photos of him and Cardi with captions like "forever," she ignored them all, didn't comment, didn't like, didn't follow, and instead began surrounding herself with a whole new team, new stylists, new writers, new management, and purged her circle of anyone connected to either Offset or Ice, which only confirmed what fans already knew. She was done, and the silence was over, and the diss era was beginning. And as this all unfolded, Ice Spice stayed quiet, continued posting selfies, dancing to her own tracks, and pretending nothing happened. But the fans weren't fooled, because they noticed subtle changes, like her avoiding questions in interviews, canceling one podcast last minute, and dropping a teaser of a new song with the line, "Queens fall when they fake," which many took as a veiled shot at Cardi. But if she thought that was going to fly under the radar, she was wrong, because it only fanned the flames and made fans even more hyped for Cardi's response, which sources now say might include visuals set in a desert to mock Coachella, a parody of the VIP party clip, and even a reenactment of the betrayal scene that ends with her walking away while explosions go off in the background. And if that's true, this won't just be a comeback. It'll be a reckoning, because Cardi's not just mad, she's methodical. And she's letting this moment fuel something bigger than just a diss track, because what she's creating now is legacy-level, pain to power, truth to torch energy that could redefine her entire image and finally break the pattern of forgiving people who don't deserve it. And the fans are ready, more vocal than ever, trending Dodgers Cardi comeback across platforms and flooding Ice Spices comments with betrayal memes, while Offset continues to dodge accountability with vague tweets like "real ones don't fold" and "only God can judge," which fans immediately roasted as weak, passive, and out of touch. Because if he really cared, he'd be present, he'd be apologizing, he'd be defending his wife publicly instead of lurking behind quotes and silence. And now the power balance has shifted completely. Because Cardi is in control again, Offset is exposed, Ice Spice is under fire, and the whole internet is waiting for what comes next. Because we all know Cardi doesn't just respond, she performs. She dominates, she delivers. And when she finally speaks on all this through music, visuals, or a surprise interview, the ripple effect is going to be massive, and it won't just shake the blogs, it'll shake the industry, because this is more than gossip now. This is a culture moment, a reset. A storm built from betrayal, BBL pain, and Coachella failure turned into comeback fuel. And the beauty of it is that Cardi's not trying to play the victim. She's owning the narrative, turning what was meant to destroy her into something unforgettable. And whether you love her or hate her, you're watching, you're clicking, you're waiting. Because the one thing nobody can deny is that Cardi B makes headlines for a reason. And this time, she's about to drop the kind of headline that ends careers, clears timelines, and shuts down every room she walks into. So subscribe now, because the next beat you hear from her might just rewrite the story for good.